Okay, there's some massively cult-like stuff happening at the RNC. Let's call it the MAGA cult. Here's a new fashion trend.
I want to point out the latest trend that we spotted. This is Joe Neglia from
Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe, Arizona. This is your first convention?
Well, the first one I attended. I was elected in 2022, but that one was canceled because of COVID.
And I noticed what you're wearing on your right ear.
This is the newest fashion trend. I'm getting this going. Everybody in the world is going to be wearing these pretty soon. It's the latest thing. My wife tells me I dress like an engineer, but I'm setting new fashion ground here. So.
And you just made this in your hotel room today with an envelope or what?
No, I folded it up on the bus on the way here.
All right, so this ridiculous new fashion trend, which by the way is part of the course for a cult-like behavior, this new fashion trend was, well, talked about even by Ari Melber.
Here's how the New York Times put it. On the first night of this convention, Trump was his own biggest prop. He entered the VIP box, a large white bandage on his injured right ear, an image for political mobilization, a spectacle for this candidate who we know is, by his own admission, obsessed with assorted spectacles.
But you see, the reality is, it actually is on brand. You see, this entire political movement, especially inside of the RNC, the Republican Party at large, conservatives across the country, is performative now in nature. It is a performance. Trump is a performance. He's a brand. The platform is nothing but performance. And so it makes sense that the delegates are responding to the performative nature of the conservative movement. And let's go to Don Jr.'s outburst. Anytime there's a slight critique, his ego can't handle.
They're wondering if he's using this for sympathy. Was it really glass from the teleprompter, not a bullet?
He wasn't shot in the face enough for them. It wasn't enough. He did more face. That's the point. They can't help themselves. The Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's so asinine that they could say that. I mean, you see the photograph at the time. There's blood everywhere.
Okay, so let me contrast something. So Don Jr.'s aggression says, oh, poor Donald Trump, poor Trump family. We just can't get a break. Even though Trump is actually more popular than ever and actually has more money than he has ever had politically, the rhetoric, the woe is me, continues.
Let me tell you the weapons that they used. First, they tried to ruin his reputation, and he's more popular now than ever. And then they tried to bankrupt him, and he's got more money now than he had before.
You know, and let me highlight the extreme, not simply politicization, but the commercialization of an attempted assassination, allegedly. Here it is. And on point, Fox News and racism.
Because even the sneaker thing, I was on social media last night. Very interesting, as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Let's be 100% clear and authentically certain. Those statements are racist, bigoted, and have no place in our political conversation. But the reality is, it is becoming normative. It is becoming damn near required that you have these particular, well, ideologies and you speak them out loud. Even Brian Kilmeade said Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire. Here it is.
We know that being politically correct and the DEI got us Kamala Harris as a vice president. Yeah. And now we know that so many different industries have been hurt. Is this part of the process? When you have the DEI director saying, when you have the Secret Security director saying this about her goals for the agency, listen.
We need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
She wanted, her goal was 30% of the force being women. Why? Just get the best people, for goodness sakes.
That's ridiculous. And as a combat guy, as a veteran, as a West Point guy, I really don't care what race, religion, color, creed you are. I want the best person for the job.
This is more than just politics as usual. This is more than just sensationalism. This is dangerous speech because it says you are going to empower individuals to feel, believe, think that somehow violence is acceptable because people have taken things from you and you got to take them back. The violence of the political right has been well echoed, not in the chambers of private conversations or in hallways or homes, but on national media, social media, and in their policies. Now let me provide a highlight, a nuance, something very ironic. Marco damn Rubio, Senator Rubio, with striking honesty and transparency, said this.
It's time to pull his mask off so that people can see what we are dealing with here. What we are dealing with here, my friends, is a con artist. He is a con artist. First of all, he runs on this idea that he is fighting for the little guy, but he has spent his entire career sticking it to the little guy. His entire career. All right, every business that he's ever run that's gone bankrupt. I mean, this guy bankrupted a casino. How do you bankrupt a casino? How do you bankrupt a casino? All right, but when all of these other projects went bankrupt, you know the first people that didn't get paid? The electricians and the plumbers and the subcontractors. Some of them went out of business because he didn't pay them. He says he's fighting for the little guy. What about the students that signed up for Trump University, a fake school? A fake school.
Republican Senator Marco Rubio points out the reality of Trump's true character. He also echoes what? The truth that everybody in the Republican Party is aware of. That Trump is a con artist. That this entire thing has nothing to do with the thing they tell you it's about. This is not about America. They don't even like America. This is definitely not about the Constitution. They wanted to overthrow it. This is not about democracy. They don't care what the majority of people say, think, or even how they vote. This is simply about following this con artist because this con artist represents the worst amongst them, yes, but it also represents another ideology they do not want to lay to rest. And that is this, that in order for this country to be stable, in order for this country to be viable, in order for this country to be safe, a white male must be in charge, period. And a white male with some of the most extreme and dangerous qualities. They will accept things from Trump that they would not accept from their own children. They will accept things from Trump that they would disown their spouses for. They will accept things from Trump they would not accept from themselves. That is the culture dealing with.